It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to November the 7th of the year 2024. The Nashville Predators were in Florida to take on the Panthers. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his lines and defensemen in the following combinations: Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Stamkos; Marchessault, Jankowski, and Nyquist; Tomasino, Parson, and Evangelista; Smith, McCarron, and LaRue make up your fourth line. Shea and Yossi, Luzon and Carrier, Delgaizo and Shen make up your defensive pairings, and Scott Wedgwood gets the start in net on the second night of back-to-backs. We find ourselves at 2:31 into the first period. In the first action of the game is when Scott Wedgwood comes up with a save on Samskovich. It's the first shot on goal of the game. Wouldn't be long till we find our next action at 3:53 when Reinhart puts his 11th goal of the season into the net, putting the Florida Panthers ahead 1-0. It was a wraparound that Wedgwood initially stopped, and then it went off of Wedgwood's stick, which was laying on the ice, and rebounded back into the net. So a double rebound off the goalie stick, and then into the net. Reinhardt's 11th goal of the season. 3:55 now, the first period. It's Wedgwood coming in with a save on Lundell's deflection, but at 5:13, it is Tkachuk with his 4th goal of the season. He was forced on that loose puck, and he was not challenged at close range, so he converts with some ease. 2-0 now in favor of the Florida Panthers, and the Nashville Predators do not seem to have a whole lot of life early in this first period. 5:28 of the first. It's Bobrovsky coming with a save on Luzon. There is your first shot on goal of the game for Nashville. At 8:42 of the first, it's Wedgwood coming with a save on Mikkola. At the 11:43 mark, now already past the halfway point of the first, it's Wedgwood coming with a save on Lundell. At 12:41, Evangelista's off to the box. 2 minutes for high sticking. Wedgwood would come up with one save on Tkachuk. The Preds PK would do a decent job. At 15:42 of the first, Luosterainen's off to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. Bobrovsky comes up with not one but two saves on O'Reilly before the end of this power play, but that would be it for the Nashville Predators. The 17:39 mark of the first is Bobrovsky coming with a save on Steven Stamkos. But in 19:54, just before the end of the period, Shen's off the box. 2 minutes for holding. That's going to put the Florida Panthers back on the power play only for 6 seconds. Nothing happens here. We hit the end of the first period. Florida leads 2-0 out, shooting the Predators 13-7. Let's carry that power play over on the clean sheet for 1 minute and 56 seconds. That's where we will find Rodriguez stepping out from the goal line and firing, beating Wedgwood to make this game 3-0 right here. The Florida Panthers just seizing on every opportunity and just honestly running the Nashville Predators out of the building. 5:50 of the second period. It's Wedgwood coming with a save on Barkov. At 7:54 mark of the second, it's Stamkos off the box. 2 minutes for hooking. Wedgwood would come up with a save on Rodriguez's trickler. Not a whole lot there, but still a dangerous puck getting to the crease. Yossi would pick up a penalty. 2 minutes for tripping. That would lead to a 5-on-3 for just 5 seconds. On the 5-on-4, it would be Verhaeghe coming up with his 3rd goal of the season. It was a backhand conversion that puts Florida ahead 4-0 here in the second period. Halfway through this game now, we find ourselves now at the 13:09 mark. Forsling out to the box, minutes for tripping. This puts the Preds on the power play. Bobrovsky comes up with a save on Stamkos. And on the second opportunity, Stamkos lets the one-timer from the left circle go. You know the one. That's his 4th goal of the season. And Steven Stamkos seems to be heating up and doing the things that Steven Stamkos does. So the Predators finally on the board in this one, but still find themselves down 4-1 at 14:06 of the second period. McCarron off the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Wedgwood comes up with a save on Reinhart at 19:32 of the second period. It's Verhaeghe, his 4th goal of the season. That is going to put Florida ahead right here by a score of 5-1 at the end of the second period. The shots on goal, Florida 25, Nashville 11. So the Predators only 4 shots on goal for the entire second period. There was a large scrum at the 20-minute mark. It led to several matching minors. LaRue and McCarron ended up in the box to start the third period, and Greer and Nosek ended up in the box also to start the third period. They would be joined at 1:07 of the third by Bennett and Schenner, each off the box 2 minutes, and then another large scrum by the Predators and Florida Panthers at the 2:21 mark of the third period. It's Mikkola off the box, 2 minutes for slashing. Bobrovsky does come up with a save on Yossi. The Predators unable to convert in this situation. Forsberg would hit the post as well. That would obviously prevent the Predators from scoring on that power play. 6:30 now of the third period. It's Shen off the box, 2 minutes for interference, but Belinsky's is also off the box pretty quickly after that. 2 minutes for holding. That's going to create a 4-on-4 for a minute and 43 seconds. A Predators power play of 17 seconds. Bobrovsky would have to come up with a save on Stamkos, but the Preds unable to convert. 10-17 of the third period. Delgaizo's off to the box. 2 minutes for holding the stick. The 10th penalty of the game on the Nashville Predators. Nosek is going to score his first goal of the season, making it 6-1 in favor of the Florida Panthers. Juuso Parssinen picks up a goal at 11:51 of the third period, his second of the season. That gives the Predators their second goal of the game. And great to see the youngster getting an opportunity and picking up his second goal in the last couple of games. 12:42, Marshall Mikkola off to the box, 2 minutes each. 15:27, Luosterainen, 2 minutes for cross-checking, and that wraps things up. The Florida Panthers score a 6-2 victory over the Nashville Predators, out shooting the Predators 34-18. Overall, one of the worst performances of the Andrew Brunette coached Nashville Predators era. We thought the game on Monday night against the LA Kings and that performance was bad. Well, this performance somehow lowered the bar even further. We've got a lot to talk about, people. That was the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We've got analysis, we've got box score, we've got more coming up. We need to start having a serious talk right here on the Renegades Puck Podcast.